Sonic's Green Hills Adventure Season 6 Chapter 13 Beach Day. The Storybrooke Beach was a sprawling stretch of golden sand and sparkling Atlantic blue. The 21st century sun was high, and the sound of the waves provided a perfect backdrop for a group that desperately needed some fun after the emotional roller coaster of the previous day. Sonic tossed his sneakers onto a pile and was sprinting toward the shoreline.
Last one in is a slow poke. Come on, guys, let's see some fins.
Marina laughed as she chased after him, her reddish-pink fur catching the light.
Oh, you are on blue. Don't think because you're the fastest thing alive on land that you can beat me in the water.
As soon as their feet hit the surf, the moon pool magic kicked in. With a shimmering splash, Sonic, Shadow, Silver, Marina, and Annika dove under, their legs instantly transforming into powerful iridescent mermaid tails. Sonic popped his head above the water, his blue tail splashing behind him.
Ooh, man, I forgot how cool this feels. No drag, no gravity, just pure speed.
Shadow surfaces right next to him, his crimson-streaked tail propelling him with effortless grace.
It's efficient, I'll give it that. And it's a lot harder for anyone to tag us down here. Annika, catch!
Shadow flicked a piece of sea glass toward Annika, who used her deep indigo tail to do a sleek somersault in the water.
Got it! Silver, watch this!
She dove deep, her tail trailing stardust in the salt water. Silver was swimming in a loop, his silver-colored tail glowing under the waves.
This is way better than using psychokinesis to float. It's like flying, but wetter.
On the sand, the rest of the group was setting up the ultimate beach camp. Joey and Crystal were setting up a portable speaker, while Jessica and Veronica laid out the towels.
Man, seeing them with tails is still the trippiest thing I've ever seen. And I live in a town with a talking owl.
It's beautiful, Joey. It's like they finally found a place where they don't have to worry about the physics of being heroes. They're just fish. Really fast fish.
Veronica was applying sunscreen.
I'm just glad we're all together. I think we all needed this. Right, Zim?
Zim was standing under a massive beach umbrella, wearing a full-body hazmat-style swimsuit.
The giant saltwater tub is suspicious! Why is it so large? And why does it smell of fish breath?
Sapphire giggled as she pulled on her sun hat.
It's the ocean, Zim. It's supposed to be big. Come on, help me build a sand fortress. We can make it look like the Irken Palace.
Zim immediately grabbed a plastic shovel.
A fortress? Yes! It shall be impenetrable! Dib, assist me in the foundation!
Dib sighed but smiled.
Whatever keeps you from trying to drain the ocean, Zim.
Jack Skellington, Sally, and Midnight sat on a cluster of rocks near the pier, watching the chaos with fascination. Since they weren't exactly water dwellers, they stayed dry, but they were enjoying the vibe nonetheless.
Look at them go! Such a marvelous transformation. It's like a holiday I haven't invented yet. Fishtail Friday.
Sally was smiling as she watched Marina and Sonic race a nearby dolphin.
It's lovely to see them so happy, Jack. Especially after last night. The water seems to wash away the bad dreams.
Midnight's dark wings were tucked tight as she watched Annika leap out of the water.
The little star child is vibrant today. She's finally acting like a kid instead of a demi-goddess. It's a good look for her.
Shadow surfaced near the kids on the shore, leaning his elbows on a rock with the easy, infectious energy of someone having an absolute blast.
Hey, Joey, throw the frisbee out here. Let's see if a mermaid can catch a disc midair.
You're on Shadow. Heads up.
He launched the frisbee far out over the waves. Sonic blasted past Shadow like a torpedo.
Mine!
Sonic launched himself out of the water, his blue tail glistening in the sun as he caught the frisbee in his teeth, doing a backflip before splashing back down. Marina laughed as she splashed him.
Show off. That's a 5-point penalty for use of super cool moves.
Sonic grinned as he swam back to her.
Hey, if you got it, flaunt it, right?
The day was filled with laughter, sandcastle competitions, and high-speed underwater races. The trauma of the past was still there, but today the sun was too bright and the water was too blue for the shadows to take hold. They weren't just a band or a group of survivors. They were just a family at the beach. The water was the perfect temperature, that sweet spot between refreshing and warm that only a magical Maine summer could provide. Sonic and Shadow were currently engaged in what looked like a high-speed underwater wrestling match, their tails creating massive wakes that sent ripples all the way back to the shore. Sonic surfaced and spat out a mouthful of seawater, grinning.
Okay, you definitely have more torque with that red tail, Shadow, but I've got the turning radius. You almost hit that coral reef.
Shadow was floating on his back, his crimson-streaked tail flicking lazily to keep him level.
It wasn't a reef, it was a rock, and I didn't almost hit it. I was using it for momentum. You're just mad because I caught your fluke twice.
Marina swam up between them, her reddish-pink tail shimmering with iridescent scales.
You two are impossible. We're supposed to be relaxing, not auditioning for an underwater action movie. Look at Silver and Annika. They actually know how to chill.
A few yards away, Silver and Annika were floating in a calm pocket of water. Silver was using a tiny bit of his teal glow to make bubbles dance around Annika's head, while her indigo tail swished back and forth in a peaceful rhythm.
It's so quiet down there, Marina. Like the whole world just stops talking for a minute. I like it.
Yeah, no crisis or portal energy to worry about. Just fish, and most of the fish here are pretty cool. The one crab did try to pinch my fin.
On the beach, Joey and Crystal were helping Zim and Sapphire with their sand fortress, which had grown to an alarming size and now featured actual plasma moats, mostly just blue Gatorade poured into trenches.
I'm telling you, Zim, if you put a tower there, the tide is gonna take it out in 20 minutes.
Zim pumped a plastic shovel into the air.
The tide is an enemy of the Empire! Dib, secure the perimeter! We shall not lose the West Wing to the wet stuff!
Dib was sitting nearby, covered in sand.
It's called erosion, Zim. Even the Urkin Empire can't fight physics. Hey, Jessica, pass me that bucket!
Jessica handed him a yellow bucket while laughing.
You guys are taking this way too seriously. Veronica, look. Gur is trying to eat a seashell. Gur, no. That's not a taco. Put it down.
Gur was waving the shell around.
It tastes like the ocean.
Jack Skellington stood up from his rock, his long spindly legs making him look like a very fashionable lighthouse. He watched Sonic and Marina diving in and out of the waves together, their joy practically radiating off the water.
I must say, Sally, this world has a way of turning even the grimmest memories into something. Sun-drenched. Look at Shadow. He's got the genuine smile on his face again. It really suits him, doesn't it?
It's the company, Jack. They found a place where they don't have to be the ultimate anything. They can just be kids with tails.
Midnight was leaning against a piling, her dark wings giving a soft rustle.
It's more than that. They're choosing to be happy. After what happened last night, they could have spent all day hiding. Instead, they're out here making the water splash the mayor.
Regina was standing at the water's edge, drying her feet with a towel, looking surprisingly amused.
I noticed that. Sonic accidentally sent a 3-foot wave toward my shoes 5 minutes ago. I'd be more annoyed if it wasn't so impressive.
Killian grinned.
Look, the lad has aim. But look at them now. That's a family that's finally found its footing, even if half of them don't have feet at the moment.
As the sun began to dip, turning the water into liquid gold, Sonic swam closer to the shore, resting his arms on the sandy bottom as his blue tail swished in the shallows. Marina settled in beside him, her head resting on his shoulder.
Best day ever?
Top 3. For sure. No robots, no cages, and no nightmares.
Shadow joined them, his tail resting peacefully in the surf.
It was a good day, Sonic. Let's keep it that way for a while.
The group stayed there as the sky turned pink and orange, the sounds of laughter from the sand mixing with the gentle splash of fins in the water. For one perfect afternoon, the 21st century felt like the most magical time to be alive. The stars are starting to come out again. As the moon rose, the beach transformed into a glowing sanctuary. Sonic used a controlled burst of his heat power to flash dry the group, their scales shimmering into steam before their legs returned. Within minutes, a roaring campfire was crackling in the center of the circle, its orange light dancing off the faces of hedgehogs, humans, Urkins, and skeletons alike. Marina pulled a sleek humming device from her pack, the interdimensional link. She tapped the screen, and a holographic projection expanded over the fire, splitting into 4 distinct frames. Boom Sonic was leaning back in a hammock with his signature brown scarf, squinting at the screen.
Whoa! Look at that! You guys actually found a beach that looks better than Bygone Island. Is that salt air I smell through the portal? Because I'm jealous.
Sad AM Sonic was looking tactical in his gear, standing next to a very curious-looking Sally Acorn.
Glad to see you're all in one piece. We heard about the portal jump. Storybrooke, right? Sounds like something out of a fairy tale, which is saying a lot for our lives.
Peefus Sonic was floating slightly, his divine aura casting a calm glow.
The energy of that place is unique. It feels like a crossroads of stories. Are you all holding up? I felt a ripple in the chaos force earlier today.
Sonic grinned as he leaned against a log.
Yeah, we had a rough night, but we're back in the groove. Guys, you won't believe the crew we've picked up here. You remember Midnight, right?
Midnight stepped into the light of the projection, her dark wings unfurling gracefully.
Hello again. I'm glad to see you all haven't changed much.
Hey, Midnight! Still rocking the wings, I see.
I have someone I'd like you to meet. My parents have joined us. This is my dad, Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King, and my mom, Sally.
Jack leaped toward the holographic field, his eyes wide with bony delight.
Greetings, inhabitants of other dimensions. A scarf wearing blue blur, a warrior blue blur, and a glowing blue blur. How remarkably efficient your reality must be to have so many variations of the same hero.
Boom Sonic blinked in surprise.
Whoa! So that's the famous Jack Skellington? Seeing him in person is actually really cool. Does he have a band? He looks like he'd be a natural on the bass.
Sally Skellington waved gently.
It's a pleasure to meet friends of our daughter. She's told us so much about your multiverse adventure.
Zim was suddenly shoving his face into the holographic field, his eyes huge.
Out of the way, tall skeleton! I, Zim, must investigate the other Sonics!
You! The one with the neck cloth! Why is your blue fur so scruffy? Is it a tactical defect?
Hey! It's called Rugged Charm, little green guy. Who's the space bug?
Marina laughed as she pulled Zim back.
That's Zim. He's an experience. And that's his fiancée, Sapphire, and his friends Dib and Gaz.
Peefus Sonic tilted his head, observing Zim.
Intriguing. He has a very loud soul. And you, Shadow, I don't think I've ever seen you like this. Without a world to save or a fight to finish, you actually look happy. It's good to see you finally get to just exist.
Shadow crossed his arms, but his expression was relaxed and lively.
I suppose I am. It's a strange feeling, isn't it? Turns out when I'm not busy saving the world or looking over my shoulder to protect my family from the next threat, I actually have time to breathe. Plus, having a band helps.
A band? Man, I want to hear that. We're dealing with a bunch of SWAT bots over here, so music is a bit of a luxury. Sally, look at the tech they're using for this link. Marina really outdid herself.
Sally Acorn leaned in.
It's brilliant, Marina. If we had this kind of stable connection between the freedom fighters in your world, we'd be unstoppable.
I'm working on it, Sal. Once we figure out the barrier situation in Storybrooke, I might be able to widen the bandwidth.
Sonic looked at all 4 versions of himself and their friends.
It's good to hear your voices, guys. It reminds us that no matter how weird this town gets, we're part of something way bigger. We are with you in spirit, brother. Stay fast, stay hopeful, and eat a chili dog for me. The ones at Meh Burger are getting, well, meh.
The holographic projection expanded even further, flickering as more faces joined the interdimensional feed. The beach was now a glow of blue, red, and pink light. Modern Amy waves energetically.
Sonic! Marina! Oh! You guys look so cozy by that fire. Is that a skeleton in a suit? He is fabulous!
Peefus Amy nodded gracefully.
I'm so glad everyone is safe and sound. Honestly, everything feels like it's finally falling into place tonight.
Boom Amy was adjusting her headband.
Wait, I heard something about a band. Who's on what? Give me the breakdown.
Sonic pointed to his friends around the fire.
All right, check it. Joey's the heartbeat on drums, Crystal's the wizard on keyboards, I handle the guitar, and the vocals? That's Marina and Shadow. We call ourselves the Blue Angels.
Modern Shadow was leaning against a tree in his own world, arms crossed.
A band? Oomph.
I suppose your ultimate vocals are actually getting some use then.
Shadow grinned back at his counterpart, looking totally chill.
Better than brooding in a cave, other me. You should try it. It's actually pretty lively once you get over yourself.
Tifa's Shadow's eyes were glowing with ancient power.
Music is a powerful frequency. Can heal a fractured soul. I approve.
Tifa Silver was floating beside him.
Hey, Movie Silver, how's the psychokinesis coming? Are you practicing those levitation loops we talked about?
Silver beamed.
Every day. It's a lot easier here in Storybrooke. The magic in the air acts like a battery. I'm not from the future like you guys, but I'm definitely feeling the power.
Just don't overdo it. It's great to see you again, buddy.
Zim leaped back into the center of the frame, pointing a finger at the screen.
Attention, alternate hedgehogs! I am Zim! I no longer seek to conquer your inferior pebbles because I have found my sapphire, but I still possess superior knowledge! Skeleton Man! Tell them of our sand fortress!
Jack Skellington was leaning over Zim's shoulder, his face glowing with excitement.
Oh, it was marvelous. We've created a citadel of silica. Tell me, Amy, which one of you is the one with the giant hammer? I find the physics of such a weapon fascinating.
That would be me, and her, and probably the other one too. We're a very hammer-oriented group.
Sapphire leaned in next to Zim, her voice sweet and calm.
It's a pleasure to meet you all. Zim is much happier now that we're together.
Dib was sticking his head into the shot, looking at Boom Sonic.
Hey, the one with the scarf? Do you have any cryptids in your world? Or just giant robots?
Mostly robots, but we have a giant rock monster once a week. Why? You looking for a job?
Gaz looked up from her game slave, staring dead-eyed at the screen.
Are there video games in Storybrooke? Or am I going to die of boredom watching you guys talk to holograms all night?
Marina laughed.
We have plenty of games, Gaz. And once the band's first album is out, I'll send you a digital copy. It's got a lot of edge. Shadow makes sure of that.
Modern Shadow turns to Movie Shadow.
I know you just told me, but the idea of you singing voluntarily, it's still taking a minute to wrap my head around.
Shadow shrugged, his expression warm.
When you have a family worth singing for, you find a voice. You'll get there, buddy. Eventually.
Sally Skellington gently touched Marina's shoulder.
It is so wonderful to see so many worlds connected by such simple kindness. Jack, look at how many friends they have.
It's a holiday of friendship, a multiversal jubilee. We must write a song about this, Sonic. A song about the blue blurs and the Bone King.
The beach was filled with the overlapping voices of 5 different dimensions, a chaotic but beautiful symphony of friendship. Between the hum of the link and the crackle of the fire, the distance between worlds felt like nothing at all. The holographic firelight flickered as Jack Skellington practically climbed into the projection, his long, spindly fingers gesturing wildly with every word.
Tell me, modern Sonic, does your world have a hinterlands? Do you have a door shaped like a festive tree or a painted egg? And Tifa Silver, that glow. Is it spectral? Is it magical? Could you light up 1,000 jack-o'-lanterns with a single thought? Oh, the possibilities for a cross-dimensional Halloween are endless.
Modern Sonic laughed.
Whoa, slow down, Tall and Bony. No holiday doors here, just a lot of loops and a very grumpy doctor. But I like your energy. You'd fit right in at Pumpkin Hill.
Pumpkin Hill! Sally, do you hear that? A place named for our kin. We must visit. We must exchange recipes for fog and fright.
Sally Skellington smiled warmly as she adjusted her patchwork sleeve.
He's been like this since we arrived. This Storybrooke has such a marvelous 21st Street century charm, but he does miss his spooky flair.
As the laughter from the 3 universes bounced around the campfire, Midnight's expression suddenly shifted. She looked away from the hologram, her gaze drifting toward the dark woods behind the beach. A pang of guilt hit her chest. Midnight turned to Marina, her voice urgent.
Marina, I just realized something terrible. When we were pulled into that portal, we were right in the middle of the town square. Zero wasn't with us. He was chasing a ghost cricket near the spiral hill.
Jack froze mid-gesture, his sockets widening.
My word, Zero, our poor, loyal spirit pup. He must be floating in circles, howling at the moon with no one to toss him a rib.
Marina, you've been getting so much better with your portal power since the multiverse trip. Do you think, just for a second, you could crack the barrier? Not enough for a person, but just a small slipstream? Just enough for a ghost to scent us?
Marina looked at her hands, her reddish-pink fur glowing faintly as she focused.
The barrier here is thick. It's made of old Storybrooke magic and whatever movie energy we brought with us. But Zero is a spirit. He doesn't have physical mass. That might make it easier.
Sonic stepped up beside her, placing a hand on her shoulder.
You can do it, Marina. Focus on the connection. We're already talking to 4 other worlds. What's one more little ghost dog?
Marina closed her eyes, her brow furrowed in concentration. The interdimensional link device began to hum at a higher pitch, turning from a steady blue to a swirling indigo violet. She reached out toward the empty air above the campfire, her fingers tracing a glowing line in the space-time fabric.
I can feel Halloween Town. It's cold and quiet. Jack, call him. He needs a beacon.
Jack cupped his hands around his mouth, his voice echoing with theatrical power.
Zero, here boy, follow the light of the Blue Angels. Fetch Zero, fetch the story.
For a heartbeat, nothing happened. Then a tiny, glowing orange light appeared in the center of Marina's indigo rift. It looked like a pumpkin, flickering with a friendly flame. A high-pitched, ghostly bark echoed through the 21st century air of Storybrooke. With a joyful yip, a white wispy shape shot through the crack. Zero tumbled into the world, his ribbon-like body spiraling through the air before he landed squarely on Jack's chest, licking his face with a spectral tongue.
Aha! Success! The ghost has entered the machine. Well, the town. Look at him, Sally. He's as bright as a New England morning.
Zero barked happily, then flew over to Midnight, nuzzling her cheek before zooming over to Snifter, who immediately tried to catch the ghost dog's pumpkin nose. Midnight sighed with relief, her dark wings relaxing.
Thank you, Marina. It didn't feel like a family without him.
Hefa's shadow watched the scene from the hologram with a small, rare smirk.
Impressive, Marina. Tearing the veil for a pet. That's a very movie world thing to do.
Zero is officially part of the Storybrooke crew. The lanterns in the bed and breakfast had been dimmed to a soft, amber glow, and the house was settling into that deep, heavy silence of late night. But for Sonic and Shadow, the silence wasn't peaceful, it was a reminder of the quiet in that cell. The kind of quiet that usually preceded a surge of electricity or the cold click of a lock. Sonic stood in the doorway of his room, his hand trembling slightly on the doorknob. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the blue sparks. He felt the phantom constriction around his throat. Across the hall, he saw a sliver of light from Shadow's room. He walked over and pushed the door open just a few inches. Shadow was sitting on the edge of his bed, his head in his hands. He wasn't the ultimate life form right now. He was just a brother who was still haunted by the sound of a heart stopping. Sonic's voice was small and raspy.
Hey, you awake?
Shadow looked up, his expression softened by a shared understanding.
I'm not sure I can close my eyes yet, Blue. Every time I do, I'm back in Robotropolis, trying to reach you.
Sonic stepped into the room, rubbing his arm.
Me too. I keep thinking if I fall asleep, I'll wake up chained again. It's stupid, right? We're safe. We're in Storybrooke.
Shadow moved over to make room on the large bed.
It's not stupid. It's a heavy weight to carry alone. Come here.
Sonic didn't hesitate. He climbed onto the bed, and the two brothers sat propped up against the headboard, just like they used to do back in Green Hills when a storm was too loud. Shadow draped a heavy, weighted blanket over both of them, and Zero drifted through the wall, sensing their distress and curling up like a glowing scarf around their feet. Sonic leaned his head against Shadow's shoulder, his breathing finally starting to sync with his brother's.
Thanks, Shadow. I don't feel like the fastest thing alive tonight. I just feel small.
Shadow rested his chin on top of Sonic's head, his voice steady and grounding.
You don't have to be fast tonight. You just have to be here. I've got the watch, Sonic. Nothing is getting through that door. Not Robotnik. Not the collar. Nothing.
Promise.
On my life. Close your eyes, little brother. I'm right here.
Protected by the presence of the one person who understood his pain most, Sonic finally felt the tension leave his limbs. Shadow stayed awake for a long time, watching the moon move across the floorboards, until his own exhaustion finally won out. In the quiet of the 21st century, the two heroes slept side by side not as warriors, but as family, finding the only kind of peace that can truly quiet a nightmare.